I think a lot is being exposed that shouldn't have had to be exposed in the wake of these many, many protests that have been breaking out across the planet. There's so many components of racism that you get exhausted as a black person trying to figure out how to navigate through it all. There's a lot of traps, there's a lot of pitfalls. It's like a spider web. You just got to be careful everywhere you step. You can't talk like this, you can't dress like that, you can't act like that, you can't act like this. And once you realize the mechanics of it all, you realize that as a black person, you never really have those options. Because even when you were in the 40s, 20s, 30s, and the 50s, and you were wearing suit and ties, you still got attacked, you still got denied jobs, you still got denied housing, you still got denied proper education, you were subjected to Jim Crow laws, and nobody batted an eye. So then the pushback comes. And everybody gets angry because there's a pushback. See, because I don't want to be oppressed. I don't want to be killed. I don't want to be murdered because I'm jogging. I don't want to be attacked because I'm black. And I'm definitely not looking for a handout or any kind of sympathy. I'm asking to be left alone and allowed to flourish and be successful because I put the time in. I have 3 college degrees. I have countless certifications. I'm an articulate speaker. Well-mannered, well-dressed. The whole 9. I have to be exceptional sometimes to get positions or jobs. I look around. My white counterparts don't have that issue. And depending on what demographics I'm in, neither does really any other non-white group, white person or white group has to deal with it. Yeah, I know, oh my God, he's whining, he's complaining. Yeah, you say that until it's you. Because I know for a fact how other groups that are non-white or white would deal with it if they felt like they were discriminated against. Then you have to try to find an attorney with ungodly amounts of evidence to take your case against some of these corporations and companies for denying you jobs. I've had jobs where they call me to go across state, pack up and we move, and we get there and they tell me, oh, we gave your job away to a female. So then you go do the research within the corporation and the company. You track down you figure maybe they've got another spot at another place, fitness place. And they deny you that opportunity because you somehow slipped through the cracks. Maybe the person interviewing you wasn't being prejudiced and he or she judged you on the fact that you qualified, you met the qualifications, you're certified, you were everything that they needed. You got the time in, the experience. And they were going to give you a fair shot, but upper management caught it and said, hey, So they ship you around, and each time you go to each applicational opening, you look around, there are no black trainers. They're all white trainers. All the staff is white. And you're looking around going, okay. So after about the fifth or sixth stop, you're saying, okay, I see what's going on. And that's how you know. That's how I knew it was a white female. And that makes absolutely no sense. You pack up, you move across country, and they deny you a job based on your color. And in this case, your sex as well. How are you supposed to feel good about that or feel confident about that? And then everybody wants to invoke the name of Martin Luther King when people stand up and say, hey man, enough, man. So I have to deal with that as a black man, being discriminated against on jobs. Then I have to be discriminated against on just living, just trying to jog. I even changed my jogging routine now. I'm a fitness trainer. Hard to get that training popping, because a lot of times as a black fitness trainer, and where I'm at here, where I'm at currently, very difficult to keep a client base. Because believe it or not, a lot of white guys see that black guy training their white females, and they pull them from the class, no matter how well you're getting them in shape. And I never touch my clients. Very seldom do I touch my clients, and I never touch them without permission. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You lose client base just on that. A lot of it is, I'm not going to help this person come up. I'm not going to put money in his pocket, even though he's doing a phenomenal job. I was voted trainer of the month 7 months in a row when they started it where I used to work at. I finally got an opportunity to be a trainer after 5 years of being where I'm at. Application after application after application. There was a guy from Iran. He's had to come in from California. When he came here, he's looking for trainers. There you have it. There I was. I was his trainer of the month 7 months in a row, voted by the clients. All of his white staff members left. I stayed as long as I could until it got to the point where other things were happening. But I was the last one to leave. One of the first ones hired, but the last one to leave. But just trying to be a black man in this country where you deal with a lot of stuff, man. Pulling you over, shooting you. You go to Madden tournaments for video games, they shoot you. White guys are shooting you. Angry because you're beating them in a video game. In a video game. Nobody ever talks about that one either. See, it's a constant barrage of it. Or you'll be at a job and you got to hold your tongue, or you got to bite your tongue. And white guys are making fun of Alton Sterling dying. Right next to you. Terrence Crutcher dying. Getting gunned down, murdering, not dying, being murdered. You have to go through all of that. Try to make it make sense. And try not to snap on the white guys that are making fun of the situation. Then when you do say something, no matter how in control and tone you are, hey, let's not raise our voices. Are you kidding me, man? I'm not raising my voice. You're just being challenged and you don't like it. If you think you're tired of hearing about racism, how do you think the people that are involved in this race against racism? You don't know tired. You just probably one of the people that participate in it. You want somebody to suffer. You want black people to suffer in silence. Not going to happen. Now I have to tell my goddaughters and my nieces and any other young black kids that I come into contact with when I mentor them or I'm speaking at some place, how they have to conduct themselves or how they got to navigate. And that still might not save their life. That might not get them that job position. It won't matter how many college degrees you have. Again, I have 3. Culinary, CNC programmer, surgical tech, Linux software programmer, ISSA certification, and a couple of others that I don't even remember. Military. That doesn't matter. Record is clean. Doesn't matter. I get slammed for jobs. I get discriminated against heavily for jobs that I'm qualified to get. And I have had white guys that I know for a fact had none of the qualifications that I've had and get the job before I get it. I've had them tell me they don't have a job for a CNC programmer. My sister walks right in without any kind of background and she gets the job. And I'm like, okay. And I walked back in and I told them, I thought you didn't have this opening. And you should have seen the look on their face. Like I say, places like EEOC are aware of it. They're aware of the fire departments, brotherhood, if you want to call it that. The police department does it too. So many places. And you're just simply trying to work, man. You're not looking for a handout. You just want to work. You just want to work. Do your part. Pay your rent. Have a nice glass of cranberry juice. That's it. You want to be able to run, jog, without being threatened. You want to be able to drive without being threatened. You want to be able to sit in the park without being threatened by a person that understands her white privilege, he or her white privilege. You want the same respect that everybody else is given. But as soon as you try to defend yourself when someone comes to harm you, now you're a savage, and it's go back to Africa, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, because most of the people that are telling you that, they're coming from a completely different continent originally themselves. Go back to Africa. It's tough. Some of the stuff that you hear doesn't by any means diminish you as a black man, but it's tough, and the conversation is tough. But the rest of the world is seeing what's happening now. The rest of the world is like, really? Okay. All right. We see you, America. Good exposure. I'm not trying to make this a long speech, but it's therapeutic. I've seen a lot of black folk that speak out, and they're like no longer with us now. But this is therapeutic for a lot of us, because you just want to be said on record that what you've gone through, what you've experienced, so no one can tell you that you're a liar or call you a liar. This is absolutely crazy. It's demoralizing. It's disrespectful. And I have every right in this world to want to be treated fairly. This is exposing a lot of people on your Facebook page, on your YouTube, on your Twitter, on your Instagram. It's exposing a lot of white people that I thought were good people. The comments that I'm receiving back, that I'm seeing back, I'm thinking, man, are you serious right now? I don't know. Again, not trying to take up too much time, just really marking this as an archival moment, because this is one of those moments in history where you see everything. You got COVID-19 that's killing a lot of people. Whether it's propaganda, whether it's whatever, people are dying nonetheless, right? And you still have white supremacy willing to kill black people. They have more hate for you as a black person than they have for a virus. Doesn't make sense. But actually, technically, it does make sense. This country was founded on that kind of hate. This country was founded on racism, oppression, dominance. The Europeans knew exactly what they were doing when they came here. They took it by any means necessary, looting, robbing, murdering, raping, bringing countless diseases. But here we are, 2020, and you deny me a job just based on the color of my skin. The frustration, the anxiety of that job interview. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I love that saying. I love that saying. How do you do that? When every time I try, or we've tried, cities that are making great progress have been destroyed because they're pulling themselves, black cities, because they're pulling themselves up by their bootstraps. So if you're tired of racism and you're a white American or whatever, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to make the change? Are you going to bury your head in the sand? Are you going to continue to participate in it? Are you going to be in denial? Because again, I've lost a lot of people that have exposed themselves, because I will not tolerate racism in any shape, form, or fashion against me as a black man. I just will not tolerate it. I just won't. I won't. I hate it. And I'll fight against it with my dying breath. I just hate it. I hate it. So you have all these solutions and doing this and doing that. What are you doing? Are you participating? Are you trying to dissipate the racism in this country? That's a question you might want to just ask yourself